I often get asked what to do if one doesn't have the glass weights that I recommend in many of my fermentation recipe videos. So today I'm going to share with you some DIY options that you can use until it's possible for you to get some glass or ceramic weights in the future. Personally speaking, I don't use these weight options because I think the glass or the ceramic weights are better, mostly because they're reusable, they're appropriately fitted to the jar, they're less messy, and best of all, easy to wash and keep clean so that the fermentation is kept safe from contaminants. But since weights are one of the essential components for a safe fermentation, it's better that you use any of these DIY options rather than nothing at all. Before I run through these options, I'm going to just take a moment to emphasize how important a fermentation weight is because it's just often dismissed. This is crucial information if you want to be successful at fermentation. These are the two most common things I hear when the use of a weight is disregarded. 1. I don't have a fermentation weight yet, but I'm just so excited to get started. I made the fermentation anyway, it'll be fine. I love the enthusiasm, but actually it probably won't be fine if you're going to be fermenting longer than 5 days. 2, I packed everything in so tight, nothing is rising up, so it's all good. That saltwater brine will begin working on those vegetables, softening and loosening them. They will not remain tight for too long past day 1. Plus, as the fermentation kicks off and the microbes are generating a lot of CO2 bubbles, that gas is going to push the vegetables up, exposing them to surface oxygen. Now, if the fermentation goes longer than 4 or 5 days, this oxygen exposure will become a risk to the fermentation safety. Why? Because the acidic, salty, oxygen-free environment of the brine is what encourages the fermentation process of good microbes, but kills off the bad microbes. Once any part of that food rises above the brine, it's no longer being protected by that brine and is now a breeding ground for possible mold and other bad pathogens. So even if the weight seems not needed on day 1, I guarantee it will be needed in a few days when things start loosening and being pushed up. If you want a fermentation to be successful and safe rather than a fail, using a weight is crucial. So let's run through some of those DIY options. For the demonstration, I'm going to use a jar of carrots that has just been prepared for fermentation. Option 1, use a fresh, clean, never used zipper plastic bag. Open it up and place it in the jar. Pour the exact same salt solution brine into the bag that was used in the fermentation recipe. Do this rather than plain water so that in case there is a leak in the bag, it's leaking brine instead of plain water. Securely close the bag, push it down into the jar, and I'm going to add a plate underneath to catch any overflow. Make sure it's in there well and adequately holding things down. Place a loose lid on the jar and ferment as normal. Option 2. Again, using a clean, never used zipper plastic bag, this time instead of using saltwater brine, you can use something like this. These are glass stones, but marbles, pie weights, or other decorative stones that are used in, let's say, flower vases, will work. I like this option a bit better than the option 1 simply because the stones are heavier. In my opinion, the more weight that holds things down, the better. Do make sure that whichever type of marble or little stones you decide to use are clean. It's easy to wash them off in a strainer with some soap and water, rinsing thoroughly. Because again, if by chance the bag is leaky, the washed and clean marbles within won't have any present contaminants on them, therefore keeping the fermentation safe. Push them down and in. Securely close the bag and push it down. Add the loose lid and ferment as normal. Option 3. Use a small jar. Beforehand, wash its exterior with hot soapy water so that it doesn't contaminate the fermentation. To the small jar, you can add water as the additional weight. In this case, plain water is fine instead of salt brine since the jar won't leak like a plastic bag possibly could. Or for better heftiness than water, you could use the little glass stones or the marbles we discussed in option 2. The fermentation still needs to be covered, and since a lid won't fit, use a paper or linen towel to cover the jar and secure it with a rubber band. Alternatively, plastic wrap could also be used. I've seen some people use a ramekin. I don't have one that fits into the wide mouth jar, but if you do, it's another option. And by all means, I have not exhausted the DIY fermentation weight possibilities. So if you have a creative and safe option, share with everyone in the comments section. Lastly, I want to mention this. Back in the day, I learned from a well-known fermenter's book that a rock could be used as a fermentation weight. I did this for many years, and even in some of my earlier fermenting videos, I've suggested using a washed and boiled rock as a weight alternative. However, I am updating my position on this, and I no longer recommend using rocks. One, I found that even after being washed and boiled, the rock would still often develop unwanted fermentation funk. Secondly, the type of rock really matters. For example, some rocks such as sandstone or limestone can be susceptible to eroding simply by being in contact with the salt brine, meaning it could shed fine debris into the fermentation. Thirdly, some porous rocks can burst when the water that's trapped inside them heats up in the boiling water, forcefully breaking them apart, which obviously could be dangerous. That never happened to me, but to be safe, let's just take rocks off the list. I hope you found options 1, 2, or 3 helpful until you can switch to glass or ceramic weights in the future when circumstances allow. I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Happy and safe fermenting.